Hey there, my friends. It is time for a June TBR video. I did my TBR jar for prompts for my May TBR, and it was really successful. I liked the variety of book choices that it gave me, and the fact that it was kind of like mood reading but not. It let me pick up some books I probably wouldn't have picked up otherwise for quite a while. I am excited to do that again this month, so I added a bunch more prompts to my jar, and I cleaned up my bookshelves. 3 bookcases in my house, 3 big ones, and this one is entirely books I haven't read yet. I have one off to the side that is half and half, that I may go to if I need to grab something for a prompt that's not on this shelf. And then I have one that is sort of like my trophy shelf, quote unquote, my favorite, the books that I've read that I'm now collecting. So as I mentioned, May was really successful. I only have 2 things that are preset to read for June though. One is an audiobook, Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, because I'm working my way through the Stormlight archive. And then I am reading and reviewing an arc of Neverthorn by Shannon Mayer. I'll put the cover up here. It's the first in a new series, and I'm really excited for that one. So those are already on my June TBR. I think what I'm going to do is pick prompts for 8 books, and if I don't end up reading them all in the month of June, that's fine, but it will give me a variety of things to sort of read. Like I said, I have my TBR jar. I have a shelf full of books waiting to be read. Let's go ahead and pick and see what we're going to do first. I've got a little helper sitting on my lap here, and we're going to pick first prompt. So the title starts with the first letter of the current month. So this is going to be for the month of June. So the book title would need to start with J. That could be an interesting challenge. I don't even know what I have that might start with the letter J. Okay, I don't see anything on the shelf that starts with the letter J. Do I see something on my other shelf? We may have to get creative with this one, and rather than trying to do J for June, because I don't seem to have anything that starts with J, we're going to go for the letter M for May, since it's still technically May. So that should give us some better chance of choices. Okay, so I've got one here. Okay, we did have a couple choices, but this one jumped right out at me, so I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. This is Marked for Ruin by Lissa Boltz. It is book 3 in the Stone and Curses series, and I have been saying that I was going to finish this series for months and months and months and months. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one as my choice for this one, because it will let me finish this series finally. So that is book number 1. Let's pick another prompt. Let's see, this one is a book from a genre you don't typically read. So another one that I have been putting off reading that I really need to get to is Lore Olympus Volume 1. I am not a graphic novel reader. I keep trying to make myself read graphic novels. They just don't really do it for me that often. So we will go ahead and read this one and get that off our list as well. So that is number 2. All right, for prompt number 3, we have a book with a strong female main character. So that should give us a lot of choices because there are a lot of strong female characters in the books that I buy. Let's see. Strong female main character. Okay, another one that I've been putting off reading that I absolutely should read this month finally is Onyx Storm, which is book 3 in the Empyrean series. Violet is the main character, the main female character, and one of the things that was great about the first book was that she in Fourth Wing is considered weak, and she's got like a physical, I guess you could call it a disability, but she's like sickly, and she overcomes it and becomes a real badass. So I should read Onyx Storm as book number 3. All right, so let's grab another prompt. We are gonna grab this one. Let's see what we have. Ooh, a book you've been avoiding. So far, every book I've picked has been one that I've been avoiding for one reason or another. Let's see what else we've got on here. Something we've been putting off, something we've been avoiding. Okay, so we've got some options. We have State versus Clause, which is a book I bought from a local author, and it sounds really good. I haven't necessarily been avoiding it, I would say. It's just that it's centered around Santa Claus, so I've been holding that for like the holidays, so that will probably wait till later on this fall. For whatever reason, I have had books 6, 7, and 8 in this Witches of Keating Hollow series by Deanna Chase for eons now. And I love this series. I love her books. They're fun, quick, witchy romance reads, and I just have not been, like, I've been putting them aside in favor of other things. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick Love of the Witch, which is the next book for me in this series. And we'll have that as book number 4. All right, let's grab prompt number 5. Let's see what we've got here. This one is nice and simple, a cover you love. So I've got a couple I picked up based on covers and descriptions, and then we'll narrow it down. Okay, so let's pick from these 3. So I have very eclectic taste sometimes. This one caught my eye ages ago in hardcover at Barnes & Noble, and it is about like spiritualism in the 1800s in London, and it's got a supernatural bent to it, obviously, and I just thought it sounded so cool, so I waited until it came out in paperback, and it's got these cool sprayed edges, and I'm excited to check this one out. Then this one, both the cover, Remarkably Bright Creatures, and the description sounded amazing, so I grabbed this one after I heard a couple people talking about it. But it is a woman who goes to work at an aquarium after her husband dies, and she becomes friends with the octopus in the aquarium, and the octopus apparently is going to help her solve her missing son's disappearance. Octopus solving mysteries. I can't. I think that's great. And then this is another one that I've had for eons, and I just keep pushing other books in front of. So this is A Treason of Thorns, and this one is by Laura Weymouth, and I don't even honestly remember everything it's about. There's great houses with magic in England, and something to do with the gardens, but I got this as a present from my dad years ago, and I still haven't read it. So, Even though I'm really excited for the other two, I feel like I should pick this one up. It's also a standalone, so I don't have to worry about reading other books after it. So I think we'll go with A Treason of Thorns for book number 5. Let's grab prompt number 6. Let's see. Okay, we've got another little one, and it is a book that explores mental health or psychology. Okay, so this one was a little bit tricky, but I do have some options with a little creative application. So the first is Patrick Ness, and The Ocean Was Our Sky, which is sort of a retelling of Moby Dick, but it is another somewhat illustrated reimagining. This one deals with the concept of like obsession and mental health in that respect. This one, Come As You Are by Jess K. Hardy. As much as it's a cozy winter romance, it does talk about people who are getting over addiction and debilitating fear of heights. So that's got mental health there. From those, I think, because this is another one I've been putting off reading for a long time and it's nice and thin, is I will pick And The Ocean Was Our Sky by Patrick Ness and finally get to cross that off my list. This is going to be a month of crossing off quite a few books that I've had on my TBR for a very long time, which is great. So we've got 2 more. This will be prompt number 7. Let's see. We've got a great first sentence. So I actually want to go back and check Remarkably Bright Creatures, and I want to check Half a Soul, because I've been wanting to read this one. And let's see, what's another? I feel like, yes, I see you. Royal Blood might be a fun one. Okay, so let's check these and see what we've got. For Royal Blood, which is Amy Carter, and it's the first one in the Royal Blood series, the first sentence is, breaking into the academic wing of St. Edith's Academy for Girls isn't the most reckless thing I've ever done, but it definitely comes close. Okay, interesting. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. This is the first book in the Regency fairy tales. In the prologue, Theodora Eloisa Charity Eddings was a very long name for a very small girl. Again, that's okay. Actual chapter 1 first sentence, Sir Albus Balfour was nattering on about his family's horses again. Again, not super interesting. All right, let's see. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. And the first sentence is, darkness suits me. That's a contender. I don't know if it's going to be the winner, but we'll see. Okay, I've got 2 more books that I want to check. This one is Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. This has been on my TBR for a while. Let's see. So the first sentence is, there's a new witch at Cross House. Another one that's okay, but not amazing. And then the other one I wanted to check was Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. Each year when Shi Shen hibernated, she dreamed of her childhood nest. Okay. I'm really intrigued by this one. I am going to, I think, go with this one. It's about a monster, a shapeshifter, who comes across humans and is both being hunted and falls in love. So gets herself into a spot. So we have one more to choose. Let's grab our last prompt for June and see what we've got. It is a book with blue on the cover. I think I want to check and see how much blue is on the cover of this one. This is another one. Oh yeah. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. Dear Galaxy by Paige Lavoie. To find love, Susie will not only have to go off planet, she'll have to go off book. As the school's advice columnist, Susie Starlight has all the answers. It doesn't matter that she's never been on a date, traveled off planet, or made a decision without her trusted guidebook. Working anonymously as Mixed Galaxy, she has steered every relationship at Galaxy High. So she gets an anonymous love letter to Miss Galaxy. She gathers her courage, her friends, and a souped-up space cruiser to embark on a scavenger hunt through the stars. I just think that sounds so fun. I've been wanting to read this one for a while too, so we're gonna go ahead and go with that one. And that gives us our 8 books. So after using our trusty TBR jar, we picked 8 prompts, and we have 8 books that we're adding to my TBR for the month of June. That will give me some wiggle room to possibly look at some other things. But the first one is March for Ruin by Lissa Boltz, book 3 in the Stones and Curses series. Then we've got Lore Olympus, volume 1 by Rachel Smith. So that one. We have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, which is book 3 in the Imperium series. Love of the Witch by Deanna Chase, which is book 6 in the Keating Hollow Witches series. A Treason of Thorns by Laura Weymouth. This one is a standalone. Patrick Ness and The Ocean Was Our Sky, another standalone. Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. And lastly, Dear Galaxy by Paige Lavoie. So that is my TBR from the TBR jar for the month of June. I hope you guys get some interesting reads planned for June as well. Bye!